Kemal Reis was born around 1451, either to a family of Turkish Muslims or Greek converts. Sources disagree on this, but what they do agree on is that his full name was Ahmed Kemaluddin. In 1481, Ottoman Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror died and was succeeded by his son Bayezid II. In 1487, the Nasrids of Granada, who were at this point the last remaining Muslim state in the Iberian Peninsula, they dispatched three envoys, one to the Mamluks in Cairo and two to the Ottomans in Constantinople, asking for help against the expanding Christian monarchs. Now, there was a problem. You see, in 1485, the first Ottoman Mamluk War had begun and both states were busy fighting each other. However, the Ottomans still decided to send a privateer named Kemal Reis to help the Nasrids. Kemal Reis set up bases between Tunis and Algiers at Annaba and Bijaya. Here he enlisted the local population, many of whom were Andalusian exiles, to fight against Spain. In 1488, he led a raid on Malaga and attacked Spanish coasts and ships, capturing several prisoners. But despite all this, Granada still fell in 1492, and at this point Kamal and his men became involved in ferrying thousands of Muslim and Jewish refugees from the Iberian Peninsula to North Africa. And many of these refugees ended up joining their ranks and taking parts in the raids against the Balearic Islands, coast of Tuscany, and Corsica. In 1495, Kamal was called back to Constantinople and made admiral of a fleet. This fleet was sent to Greek waters, and for the next 4 years, Kamal raided and captured Venetian holdings in southern Greece and Crete. This eventually led to Venetian counterattack in 1499 known as the Second Ottoman-Venetian War. However, Kamal defeated them at the Battle of Zonky the same year, and in this battle a very interesting event took place. So there was an admiral on the Ottoman side named Barbary Piracy, and his flagship was surrounded by two Venetian ships. So they started throwing flammable substances at the Venetians, but once he realized he couldn't break through the lines, he set it alight. All of them burned to death, but they took their enemy with them, becoming legends, such that Poole writes, even in his time, the Turks still referred to Cordano Island as Borak Island. The next year, the two sides met again, but Kamal again defeated them at the Battle of Modon, capturing Coron and Modon. These cities were known as Eyes of the Republic, and he took them both from the Venetians. So in December, the Dodge, sorry, wrong picture, a guy named Agostino Barbarigo, he requested the Catholic monarchs and the Pope to intervene on his side, to which they agreed. So in 1501, Kamal returned to the Barbary coast with his nephew Piri Ahmed Reis, a very famous cartographer, and again started his raids against the coasts of southern Spain and Corsica and the Balearic Islands. And in the same time, Piri was making maps of these regions. Interestingly, in one of these raids, they captured a man who had sailed with Christopher Columbus, and this man told Piri about the Americas, which he eventually included in his map that he would publish in 1513. In 1503, the Venetians made peace with the Ottomans after losing most of their holdings in the Morea region and the war ended. But Kamal continued his attacks on Western European shipping and coasts. In the second half of 1510, Kamal was called back to Constantinople once again, and this time he was ordered to join a convoy of ships carrying supplies for Egypt, because the Mamluks of Egypt were fighting the Portuguese in the Indian Ocean and the Ottomans were helping the Mamluks. They were last seen in December off coast of the Duchy of Archipelago, and around early 1511 they faced a storm which destroyed most of the fleet, and Kamal was among those who didn't survive. But still, by the time of his death, Kamal had still laid foundations of what became known as the Barbary Pirates. Though Piracy would get much more organized following the coming of the Barbarossa brothers. But who were they? And why did their coming make piracy so organized and powerful? Well, that's topic for another video. For now, I would like to thank you for watching.